Hey folks, happy welcome back to the channel. Thank you for watching. In this episode, I'm going to work at my gsx600f daily bike. There's not a lot to do, luckily. Um, uh, First thing, I gonna try to put these on. They are not technically made for this bike, but I'm gonna try to set them on with a turn sign inserted into the mirror, so that means then I can take off the factory one, and it's gonna have even more room to turn the mirrors, because recently I just can't turn the top, and now it's gonna have much more different because I can turn from the bottom already, so it's gonna give me more clearance to take the bike into the garden. And another thing is, which is more important actually, the bike is suffering between like almost 4 to 5,000 rpm. So that's what I'm gonna try to do now to find out what the problem is, or maybe just the engine is wearing down and I have to give more fuel for the high rpm. So that means I have to remove the top of the carburetors and adjust the needles in higher position. I'm not going to disassemble the complete bike. I just going to take off the seat, of course, and the tank, open up the both side, and if I open it up, it gives enough room to remove the tank, and then I'm gonna have access at the carburetors. Let's do it. Now I have access for the carbs, and now I'm just going to open up all the carb covers, and then I'm gonna have access for the CV diaphragm. Gonna pull it out and then just adjust the needles. Now the first one is open, and this is the needle itself actually, and as you can see it has 5 nuts where you can put the swing, and this gives the distance, how much the needle can travel and what is the base position. If you move it at a higher above it, then the leader gonna go lower, so that means the bike gonna get less fuel. If you put it in the lower notches, that means the bike gonna get more fuel, because the needle gonna have higher low end position. So this is the factory. They mostly put always at the middle, and because of the place how is the height from the ground zero level, that can cause differences. So with this one can adjust it. So now I'm just gonna put one underneath all the 4, and then put back everything together and see how the bike going to react with this setup later on. It seems I have found the problem. This is the carburetor number 3, and as you can see, the spring is in 2 pieces. So this is a bad news, because the CVs operates on air pressure differences, and that's why the spring needs, when you release the gas, this spring attached the other end to the cup, it's pressing down the shear car to be sure it's going down as soon as possible. And this one is broken, and not just that it's not pressing back, but because it's here, it gives an obstacle to the CV to go higher. Well, I have to check, do I have from this part from my other carburetors or not. That can cause some problem now then. Luckily, I have found one, but as you can see, it's also not straight. It has a little bit of dent in the middle, which is not the best, but still can give a try to see how the bike will react, and to be sure to finalize this was the problem. But I really think this was it. So that means now I'm gonna put back the other carburetors at the same fuel level, and to see how it would run at like that, and compare is the problem is still there or not. So I'm just gonna use it temporarily. I did turn around the shivers, how I was busy to put in the needle, and I found some goo. And yeah, I think maybe this carb needs a little bit of cleaning, because actually it has driven like 20k already, without any checkup and or cleaning. So after a test ride, maybe not recently but later on, I gonna take it apart and clean it again and check every parts of it, and then even the engine as well in the winter standing. Now all the covers are back, everything adjusted back at the previous level, so now I can put back the tank and finish this side and move at the front. Unfortunately it does not fit, cannot adjust it for the right position, and even cannot fix properly just with one bolt. So yeah, unfortunately I'm not gonna put this on, I have to take it off. Now the bike is back in one piece. I'm gonna take her out for a spin to see how she's acting now with a little bit better shaped spring in the carburetor. I have good hopes. So let's go. Huge difference. Luckily it worked out. So that was the problem, that caused all the problems. Even I had some problem with shifting in a lower RPM range in the first or second gear sometimes, and I thought the clutch is gonna go on, but luckily not. Just the RPM drop was the problem because of that piece of spring. So now she's working fine, luckily, and that means I still have to replace that, and just in case I gonna order a complete set, all four, to be sure all has the same strength, so all they going to operate in synchron. And yeah, that's gonna be for the winter or pre-autumn, no, pre-spring check, because the bike has now 8,500 km, and I do not keep the factory recommendation 6 and 12 but 5 and 10 all the time. So at 10 I'm gonna do anyway a new spark plugs and valve clearance check and things like that. Then I'm gonna make a huge check and fix everything what I find. The brake fluid, the front brake fluid getting lower as well, so probably we're gonna need a new set of front brake pads as well. But that's it for this episode, guys. Thank you for watching. If you liked it, see you in the next one. Bye bye.